KTNT Radio and TV here, Jesse Torrero back with you. I had to put this back on because I've got somebody here that I don't have the opportunity to speak to too much, and that is a real-life Marine Colonel. And Colonel, what's your name?
So my name is Lieutenant Colonel Kevin Boyce. So I'm one step below Colonel, but hopefully working my way up to that next rank. But Kevin Boyce is my name.
We were a part of the last election very heavily with Bikers for Trump and Veterans for Trump.
Right.
And I met a lot of very distinguished retired generals and rear admirals and full bird colonels. And you guys never cease to amaze me. The logistics of what these gentlemen do, and ladies now, to run your operation, because it's like a giant CEO. It's like a giant
big
company.
Corporation, yes.
But yet you have to deal with things that the guys running Apple don't have to deal with. And this topic tonight in Warfighter is one of the things that the military has to deal with.
Absolutely.
And how did this movie affect you?
Yeah, so let's talk about the military a little bit. It is like a big family. It starts out with a mission statement and a good commander's intent, and we all kind of drive towards that. But part of that teamwork and that framework of working with our Marines is their families, and their families are just as important on and off duty. So again, we focus a lot on trying to find out if people need help, whether they're on active duty or they've just recently departed from the service, and just ensuring that they're getting the help that they need, because help's out there, and we just want to make sure that we identify these folks, take that step towards them, engage them, and get them the help that they need.
Yeah, and that's a whole nother light, because with this PTSD and unfortunately the terrible suicides that are taking place, our military men and women, our heroes that come back home, have never had to face some of the issues they're facing quite like today. Sure. How does the military engage that and deal with that in the massive numbers that are taking place right now?
Yeah, so we do a good job. We have monthly meetings, and we discuss with our medical folks who's maybe at risk. And we try to identify those Marines as best we can, and then we try to get the help that they need. Those that are departing the services go through a pretty stringent medical process, and then again, if they need that help, they need that assistance, there's plenty of that out there. Many crisis lines, Operation Homefront, Military One Source, the de-stress lines, that we point them all in the right direction to get that. So we have things codified at monthly meetings to discuss these issues, and then see what's the norm, what's the baseline, and if again a Marine is not meeting that baseline, or there is something that's just not right, we identify and get them the help they need.
Fantastic. Now there's a lot of veterans, wives and families that watch our program. In fact, we're starting a military channel, which is going to be 24/7 military channel online. So that's going to be exciting at the end of this year. Is there any one way somebody can get in touch if they need some help?
Absolutely. So there's the 1-800-DISTRESS line that you can get. I think it says actually 1-800-DISTRESS. There's also a Veterans Crisis line. Again, if they have access to the internet or just to be able to Google that, that should come up pretty quick and stuff. So that's the last thing we want to do, is have some a veteran or anybody at that matter having those bad thoughts, those dark areas, and they just need somebody to speak to before it gets to a real bad place. We want to make sure we get that help to them. So it's a great opportunity.
Fantastic. One of the things here, and I know you got to get going, but one of the things I noticed in watching this film here today, and that was how it affected some of the veterans here, and how they were able to speak in a public forum. I found that very impressive, that because it's a private issue and a lot of people don't like to talk about it.
Sure.
But yet in this environment, this film gave them the ability and the freedom to speak their heart. And that's part of the healing process, isn't it?
Absolutely. So the passion, and it was there. You heard some people that were crying. You heard some that were anger. The full spectrum of emotions. So it's definitely some subjects that pique people's interest, pulls on their heartstrings. This is just another venue that they can actually speak out. I'm glad they're part of families and teams of other organizations like so the VFW, the American Legion. So they have places they can speak to, so which is a good outlet. We just want to avoid and try to help out those going back to their place by themselves in that dark area where they can get amongst their people, maybe get some help.
Well, thank you for your service, Colonel. Appreciate it. I know you're Lieutenant Colonel, but as far as I'm concerned, you're a full bird Colonel, baby.
Thanks
and
a
you're
lot.
going to be a
Appreciate you.
general someday.
Hopefully so.
I hope so too.
Yes.
Then I just need a job, man. I'll do the desk materials. I'll sort your files. Okay, that's all I need.
That's a deal.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. All right. Thank you very much. I had to get a few words with you. Thank you. KTNT, Jesse Tavero with you. Just a fantastic time here. And I had to get the Colonel on. I just had to. And that's not Colonel Sanders, okay? It's not a Kentucky Fried Chicken Colonel. That's a real Colonel. Okay. Jesse T, I'm out of here. See ya. Bye-bye.